Hey guys, looks like we're live finally. We'll give it a minute here. Get some people coming on, make sure I am live. Make sure you can hear me. Hold on. If you can hear me, you gotta give me a thumbs up, say okay so you can hear me. I'll tell you what's up. Okay, I think we're okay. Always gotta double check on on the phone, make sure we're good. Give me 2 more minutes here. As always happens when I do these live things, my webcam decides to shut down right before I go up. So I had to restart my computer. I got to bring up everything we're going to talk about today. So give me a moment here and we'll get started. So give a little bit of chance to people to get on here the first time. And then we'll start. Then we'll all be on time here after that. But first day, things always go wrong. So give me a second here. Let's see. So not ignoring you, just bringing a few things up. Let's do this. Got one. Deny that. Two. Cool. Think we got it. That's number 2. And we'll get started here. I think. Go to radius. As you're coming on, say hi, please. Cool. Think we are there pretty much. Or as close to it as we're going to get. Okay. Cool. All right, let's see who's on here. I have to kind of look on my phone as we're going along. Let's see. Oh. Old school. What's up, Shelby? What else we got? Lori. You guys aren't sick of me yet? Want more? All right. It's gonna be. That's the cool thing. I've done this, I don't know, 4 times now. I've gotten communications that it's, kind of go over it again and do it again. It's a good way to kind of round out the edges on some things that, sometimes you may have glossed over and go over it again and implement it that time. So that's cool. What's up, Howard? Vicky, hello. Cool. All right. Well, we'll get started here. Basically what this is, a few of you have seen this before, but a lot of you are going to be watching this later on. If you're on live, cool, fantastic, that's great. There won't be a whole lot of interaction. If you have a question, go ahead and put it in the comments. When I get done with today, I'll look through the comments, go over some questions that you may have before we sign off. Okay, deal? So as they're coming up, go ahead and just ask a question in the comment and I'll review it with today. And with this, kind of a little history, like a 30-day to domination. That's why you've kind of seen some of the logos as 30 days to challenge. Due to some time constraints and just overall craziness at the time, I've been asked, when are you going to do the challenge again? When are you going to do it again? Well, it's here, but it's a different version. It's going to be the same material, but I'm really kind of putting you to the test to get a week. It's going to be condensed. So basically what I was doing before was, week 1 was, for instance, foundation week. And every day we had a little element that we'd go through. Well, now I've condensed that week into a day. So today is foundation. Tomorrow is going to be about marketing, a long one. Wednesday I'll be about move-ins and the sales process. Thursday will be about money, revenue management. Friday, we'll do another kind of open Q&A. Whatever comes up goes, and we'll have a little chat that way. So it's going to be different, but I always like to try something new, see what kind of response we get, and you never know. So that's kind of the mentality of how this is going to go. Uh, Again, I know people around here are going to be uh, busy. It's a Monday. It should be busy anyway, but things come up, fine. This video will be put into the unit section, which I'll be going through a walkthrough of that first, kind of make sure everyone gets the lay of the land and how things are going to be put together. But that way the video is there and you can go back to review it. Great way to, keep up on as we're going along. Speaking of keeping up, keep up. Because the way I structure these challenges is after this week, I'll probably keep it up until I would say, I'll make the proclamation now, Wednesday of next week. And it's going to be gone. I'll take all the content down, see you later, and we'll do this again some other time. But that's just my little motivation to hold your feet to the fire to make sure you're actually doing this. That's the whole point, is to make sure that if you're going through this challenge, that you're kind of doing what is being presented. You're doing what is being laid before you to, actually take action, not just be like, oh, cool, training. I've got some videos, got some things, I'll get to it. And then smash cut to it's been a year and you haven't done anything. So that's just my way of a little extra motivation to get it done. All right, let me go to, let's kind of walk through this a little bit. I can actually make sure this is what this is up. Okay. Let me show you on Facebook how this is all structured. I was actually trying to do this simultaneously between Facebook and LinkedIn. But how technology goes, and every time it bites me in the butt. I was doing this really cool app that would allow me to do simulcast on both platforms at the same time and share my screen and share my camera, which is what I've got to do. And of course, yesterday they got a bug in the software and it went down. So this is all going to be on Facebook. Sorry, LinkedIn, ain't gonna happen. That was the plan. Okay, share my desktop with you. And if you don't mind, just for the first little bit, I'm gonna kind of just bounce back and forth to my phone just to watch and make sure things are actually keeping up, because last thing I want to do is have this go down and I'm sitting here blabbing on for the next hour because I'm not keeping tabs that I lost the feed. So things happen on Facebook Lives. I love it, but at the same time, yeah, it can go down. Okay, looks like we're good. So the way this is going to be structured, let's find Facebook here. Okay, this is the community that you're all a part of. Again, first off, top of the show, let's thank you for being a part of this community. Slow growing, but it's how it's supposed to be. But 535 members, so cool. It's about double this since last time I've done one of these challenges, so that's cool. So the way this is going to be, it's kind of cool. Within Facebook, you can almost have like a course within the group here. So everything is going to be under units. I believe I already made it as a default. So as soon as you log on to this community, cool, the units are going to pop up. All right. Basically, each day is going to be a unit. Got it? And the way you're going to follow along. So here's unit 1. And it's unit 1 is day 1 foundation. So that's everything today is going to be right here, what we're going to be doing. So you're going to keep seeing little notifications pop up on my Facebook here. I feel old today. It's my daughter's first day of high school. So of course my wife had to post, hey, it's first day of high school. So all of her friends are all posting. So the notifications are going to keep popping up. I'm too lazy to figure out how to turn it off. So anyway, see, first day for our kids at school, and you're going to school today too. So see, I didn't even do that on purpose. All right, the way this is going to be, we're going to go right through work way from the bottom to the top. Okay, this is how it's structured it when I was uploading everything. The way it's going to be is here's day 1, foundation 1. I'll bring this up. It's going to bring up everything that's in this unit section for today. And just follow right along. Day 1, and I do it by mission 1, mission 2, mission 3, mission 4, challenge. Get it? Okay. As we're going through this, just want to let you know right off the top, there is some, I just want to call it homework, but just one ways of, I want to make sure people are following along and not just listening to this and zoning out. No, I want you to participate in this. So we'll walk you through it. But as you come along to these comments that I've posted, this is kind of your homework. Just reply back to this post and we'll go through it, but this is how I want it structured. Reply back to that comment, to that post, okay? That's how that's gonna be. Here's number 2 we're gonna go through. There's my little homework deal. Reply to that, okay? Get the structure. It's a file we're gonna download. We're gonna go to mission 3. There's the comment for that mission. Reply to that. Get it? Do one more. Why not? It's just go through the whole thing. Mission 4, auditing. There you go. Reply to that. That's, see, got it. Hopefully it makes sense. I'm kind of doing the best I can within the structure that Facebook gives me. So I hope we're okay. Let's get into, I don't know, before we get into that, I had it up. Let me bring it back up here again. Tell you a little bit about myself here. And then we'll get into the meat of it here. A lot of you guys don't know who I am, and you probably figured, well, who the crap is this guy telling me what to do? Hopefully you don't think I'm telling you what to do, but just kind of giving you some structure of things I highly recommend that will help your business be a success. I did a little presentation last week with SSA, so it's good enough place as any to kind of go through a little bit about me. Okay, I won't bore you. I'll make this quick. Anyway, again, Jim Ross, been in the storage industry since I was in my early 20s. I won't say how old I am now, but I have a kid in high school, so do the math. I was a manager for 2.5 years, 3 years, something like that while I was going to college. The one here on the left, I'm like pointing, like you can actually see me. The one on the left is, well, my first facility. It's kind of old school, let's just put it that way. And it's kind of funny how things turn around. I was a manager at this site, and now with my third-party manager company, I actually manage this location. So it's a site that won't go away. It follows me around. Anyway, I worked at the site for a few years, and the one on the right was about 2 miles away from another location. And I lived at this location with my just got married. Lived here, went to college at the same time. So I would work all day at the storage facility, go to school at night. Kind of cool to be able to study, during the time, because hey, we all have some downtime. So I enjoyed it. But yeah, that's that place on the right. There's a little cinder block walls, kind of looks like a prison with the bars on the windows. Yep, that was home sweet home for quite a while. So I managed both locations at the same time. From there, I worked with another company as a regional manager. So I managed upwards of about, I think the most I have is 12, 13, 14, somewhere in that range, locations that I oversaw. I'm here in Utah. If you don't know, I'm in Utah, so did that in surrounding states. And then a few years back, kind of planted my flag, and I do third-party management for some locations as well. My parameters are pretty much, you have to be within quick flight and driving distance, and I can help manage your site. So that's Utah and surrounding states. So that's how that goes. Also on this side, it's probably how a lot of you kind of come across me in the past, is I have a podcast called The Self Storage Show. I used to have one called 3 Mile Domination, did that for a number of years. Long story short, I'm going to bring some of that content back within the Self Storage Show, but that content's gone. I won't get into the reasons why, but it's, yeah, that podcast is, see you later. They got reformatted and structured, and all the stuff was deleted. So I'll be bringing some of that stuff back in the Self Storage Show. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed, hey, there's my shameless plug. Subscribe today. Also do, speaking in front of ISS, SSA, some state shows, that kind of stuff. It's fun, like the one over here. I forget that was ISS. That's always my thing. Before I speak, I like to take a little picture just to have a little commemorative photo to remember it by. So, love speaking in front of crowds. It's fun, but I also love to be able to just do this, and it can be in my home office and record, and we'll be reaching this many people, here in my office. So it's kind of cool. Along those same lines, let's see. Of course, to have the community here as well. And again, that's trying to get as much virtual content and education as possible. So, hey, you already know what that is because you are here. And again, do these challenges, these kind of trainings. That's what we're doing right now. Coming up, I'm getting a bunch of questions asking me about this. It's coming. Self-Storage Summit, basically just figure in-person conferences, ISS, SSA, that kind of thing. I just saw so many people that just can't go to those, quite frankly. They're managers. You just can't take time off and be like, see, I'm going to a conference for 3 days, bye. It doesn't really happen. And so my goal is essentially kind of bringing that vibe of that conference and those presenters online to you. So it's a big project. It's coming together though. I think as of last count, I have 30 speakers that have signed on and they're ready to go and getting their presentations ready. So basically I'll be pushing some of that stuff out slowly but surely. I'll have a registration page here coming up. Basically, it's going to be free to attend live. It's going to be a 3-day thing in November. Going that first day, hey, watch all the presentations that day. Cool. And then that goes down. Next day, the next presentations come up. You can watch all those. And then it goes down. Third day, presentations are live. You can watch those. And then it's gone. Of course, if you want to buy an all-access pass, that way you have all the trainings and you can keep it forever. And there's going to be a lot of sweet, cool bonuses. You know me, I like to pack some value in there. So putting some bonuses on for the all-access pass. All that's going to be coming out here very shortly. Got some cool sponsorships coming along. It's going to be pushing this out as well. And yeah, it's going to be, I wanted to do this for a long time, but it's finally the plans aligned. So it is going to be fun. So anyway, enough about that. Let's get into today. Let's make sure we're up and running here. Cool. I think we're good. Just give me 1 second. Just want to double check, make sure we're all on board. I'd like to see who's on real quick. Kenneth, hey, what's up? Trina. Boss man. I'm not boss man. I hate boss man. Okay. I don't like the word boss. Always bugs me. Megan, hello. Vanessa, cool. All right. The gang's all here. Again, for the people that are here live, fantastic. Everyone else that can watch this later on is great as well. Oops, I just lost my feed. 1 second here. Bring this back up. Okay, sorry, I have a heart attack when my phone goes down. I can't make sure we're still live. Okay, so again, we're gonna go back and start this first day. It's gonna be a little bit about making sure everyone knows what to do again. So as long as you go back to the self-storage community, units should be the first default that's going to pop up for you. A little different on my side, but. And unit 1, day 1 foundation. So we're going to start going through this right now. Start down at the bottom, mission 1, foundation, all right? So once you pop that up, that's what it's going to look like. Okay, I recommend, you want to kill some trees, cool. You can print this off. I think that's gonna be good enough. Print this off, that way you can have a little checklist, follow along with me. I prefer that, but do what you wanna do. Watch today's training, we'll check, you're watching this, so cool. Okay, and then it gives you a couple things to complete. Write down your commitment, write down your target market declaration. And again, that's gonna be back here. Sorry, little quick review. Get rid of that. Okay, that's what these are, and just reply. Okay, so that's how you check those off your list. All right, now we can get into it. Enough of the housekeeping. Domination mindset. I come into these a lot with my consulting calls, which has been kind of going nuts, with just doing these audits that I do, here locally. Of course, when I take over a site for management, really that first session I have with people is just really, tell me about yourself, tell me about your site, tell me about your target market, tell me about your area, that kind of thing. Just getting the lay of the land. And more often than not, I kind of get a wishy-washy of, I'm just the manager, I'm here to answer the phone, renting units. That's our goal, renting units. And that is, but you'll see I think a lot of stuff that I do here is very, very focused on managers because they're the foundation of everything. Okay. I know hey, kiosk, it's going to replace it. Nothing's going to replace the manager. I mean, that's just foundation to the success of a facility. I can get the best facility in the world and put a crappy manager in there, and that site's going to tank, and vice versa. I've done it. I've had the crappiest sites in the world, and sometimes I run them. Don't tell the managers, but I'm dominating my market because I have great managers. Okay, so it just comes down to such a mindset thing, and I'm not going to be a Tony Robbins thing on you and doing the motivation kind of deal. It really just comes down to your own mindset and flipping that switch of just why you're in this business, what you actually do. And I find this a lot in talking to managers. It's not so much of I'm a storage manager. I help, just rent units to people that need it. What's the other purpose? Take it a little bit further, okay? And kind of if you make this connection, I think it really helps. You're helping people in need, okay? There's not that many, probably not anybody that's waking up today going, I need a storage unit just for kicks and giggles. Why not? No, it ain't gonna happen. That's not the kind of service we provide. We're there when people need it, when they're in a pinch. I mean, just you guys know, people that need storage, they're moving. Moving sucks. They're getting divorced. Divorce sucks. Someone died and they're putting their estate stuff in there. Oh, death kind of sucks. You name it. It's always kind of revolving around a stressful situation. So I kind of look at it as, hey, we're here to make someone's life a little bit easier for all the crap they're going through right now. And it's sometimes this is just a little bit of a tweak of what the bigger purpose of what we're here for is. And if you kind of make that connection, I think it really helps with kind of everything else that we're doing. And when you have that mindset, you really want to help people, then yeah, you're going to want to make sure that you are the best well-known site in your area because, well, you care what happens to people that you care that you want to make sure that they obviously find you because you're the best site in your target market. Because a customer, they don't know. They're just, Googling somebody or driving by somewhere and they don't know one from another. So it's up to you to really market this correctly and having that mindset of, no, I'm the best and I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you why. And it's all going to kind of dovetail into your sales presentation and how you market yourself online and just your rep. It all comes together down to that one simple fact of you're going to own your market. And we're going to give you the tools to make sure you do. Okay. I'm not going to read all this. I'd rather just kind of read the headline, kind of go off the top of my head, but you can read this later on if you want. And it comes down to goals. Okay. And make sure you can still see us, what we're doing. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Cool. All right. I love having something written down. And if you want to print it off and post it by your phone, cool. Just the fact of just going through this helps solidify kind of where you're at and where you want to go. Kind of goal setting 101. But I love this, I commit to focus my thoughts, energy, and actions to reach whatever percent physical and economic occupancy. This is up to you, okay? Some of you guys are just, you're brand new, you're new babies and just, you barely opened up, you're opening up in a few months. I know there's quite a few that reached out that are in that exact situation. Well, don't say, I want to be 95% occupied. No, have some baby steps. I want to be 25% occupied by this date. and then redo this goal. I want to be 50% occupied by this date. Those kind of stepping stones are much better than trying to eat the whole thing at once, okay? So I commit my focus, my thoughts, energy, actions to reach whatever percent physical and economic occupancy by a certain date. Get that date in there, because now you're going to reverse engineer it. To do this, we need to increase our net rents, net, not gross, okay? All it matters is how many units we keep, not how many units we rent in total, because then you can move out. So we're talking net here by, so many units. This equates to how many net rentals a month or how many net rentals a week. I kind of like doing the week thing as well. Thinking the whole 30 days is that's a big time frame. So have a monthly goal, cool, but then have a weekly goal as well, because that will really help you focus on every day matters. Every day matters, every call matters, every customer interaction matters, okay? So you break it down that way, it helps. So once you do this, and there's a little example commitment, just want to go back here and remind you once more. Under our foundation, made a comment, reply right there. Reply to that comment, let us know, okay? You'll get support, trust me. It's kind of fun to start once you start commenting and start seeing the replies and the comments back saying, hey, awesome, good job. It's kind of cool. That's the goal anyway. All right, let's see here. Number 2, target market. Yeah, going back to my days as a storage manager, I was running, I think I just started the second location. So I was running both locations at the same time. And the company I was with back then, which it was actually Extra Space. Back when Extra Space had like 12 locations, I don't know. That's an exaggeration, but there wasn't many at that time. Told you I'm old. And anyway, they had a contest, some sort of efficiency contest. If you ran the most efficient site, I forget the exact metrics they used, but hey, you want a trip to, I believe it was ISS in Orlando. And anyway, I won this contest thing. And I went to Orlando, and when I was there, it was interesting, because I was thinking at first, I'll make myself big real quick. Okay. When I went there, I just remember thinking, there's a conference for storage, like snooze fest, whatever. It's a free vacation in Orlando. But once I got there, I was like, holy crap, there's a conference for self-storage. It's just tons of people there and all the vendors, and it really opened my eyes to, wow, this is a legit business, it's a legit industry, cool. And I remember it was like first or second presenter I was there, and he just made a simple comment of, 10% of all households in your market, they use storage. And he just kind of just brushed over it and just kept going on. But I was like, wait, what? And I was like, so I started writing the stuff down, like, okay, 10% of storage, of 10% of people in my area use storage, like seriously? And so the more I kept, started researching that, checking it out, I'm like, oh, dude, he wasn't lying. That's true. And it's, maybe for me, it's like kind of like, that's nuts, because personally, I'm such a minimalist. Actually, I own my phone, that's about it. I'm not much of a materials person, so it's kind of funny. I'm in the storage industry, but I love the industry. Maybe not, I don't use it personally, okay? There's a difference there. But anyway, I was listening to him talk about that, as I just sat there and I started just kind of reverse engineering that simple fact of, well, okay, if 10% of all households use storage, okay, well, how many households are in my 3-mile market? I kind of wrote, found out those households. I'm like, okay, well, 10% of all those households is, this many people. All right, okay, cool. What percentage of those households in my 3-mile market do I need, in order to be full? It's only gonna be a small percentage. So this was, here's a perfect example. I, did one here in my local market here in Utah. How many households are in my 3-mile market? Oh, there's 66,000 households. Now, again, I know this is all relative. Some of you guys are in the sticks. There's no one out there, but then again, you probably don't have much competition. Like where I pulled this particular site from, there was, 40-something competitors. So yeah, it's all relative. Okay, 10% of those households Okay, that's 6,618. All right, cool. What percentage of those households in my 3-mile market do I need in order to be full? I got a 500 unit facility and there's 6,618 households that need storage or using storage. Well, man, I only need 7.5% of those households to choose me over the competition. And if I'm motivated and actually give a crap and get my marketing in line and make sure my sales calls are on point, and I can hit that. And it was just kind of just, again, that domination mindset of just having that number in my mind. And for your owners out there and regional managers watching this is such an important exercise to do with your managers. It seriously is. Just getting that kind of number in their head just to see, oh, okay, it's real numbers, okay? It's not just sometimes sitting out there at the office and the phone rings. It's just almost just like a voice on the other end. It's hard, sometimes hard to, it's a real person in need. And it's kind of a weird thing to explain, but getting these concrete numbers, it just helps solidify the fact of, hey, this is real business. There's real customers out there that need our services, and this is the steps that we're going to implement to make sure that they choose us. Okay, it's kind of as simple as that. So now you're probably wondering, well, how do I get this information? I used to push people to another product, and quite frankly, those guys let me down because they would never give these people passcodes and stuff. Kind of weird. So, sorry, gotta have my coffee in the morning. Okay. I recommend this for everyone now to get these preliminary numbers and to start playing around with it. I'm going to give you a quick 2-minute tutorial. Okay. Radius Plus. If you click on this link that you'll see, everyone who signs up, you get 5 free sessions, which is equivalent to like 5 hours. Okay, on the platform. That's tons of time to really get familiar with this process. So you click that link, it's going to bring you here. Okay. You guys can all still see me, right? Give me 1 second. I'm going to do a quick check-in. Hey, Sabrina. Someone's new. All right. We're still alive. Imagine that. Okay. This is your home screen when you get to Radius. And again, once you log on for the first time, you get a quick confirmation code, put the code in, and boom, you're there. You don't have to wait for customer service or tech support to get back to you and let you know, hey, you can get in and try this out. It's a matter of 30 seconds, you're up and running. You can set your radius right here, 1 mile, 2 mile, 3 miles generally covers 90% of us. There's a good radius. And you just go, I don't know, let's just type in this one side here. There it is. This was actually my old school site I was telling you about. So yeah, you can look on here and there's a 3 mile radius and every one of those dots is a competitor. Yay me. So click on that, click on trade area, and cool, there you go. Got 48 competitors. Told you there was a lot. And give you all the square footage. I mean, you can start drilling down a lot into this. I just wanted to kind of really see how many sites there are in your area. Once you start talking about new development, sometimes a new site pops up and people are like, where the crap did that come from? Okay, there's a good way to, you can keep an eye on things. All right, now there's 2 sites that are going to be coming up or in the development phase right now. So good to know. You can see how much square footage is going to be coming in new supply of your area too. So there's your population that we're talking about, kind of that 10% rule that we were talking about there. Actually, I'm sorry, that's population. Households, that's 10% of all these households use storage. Good information to know. And you can kind of go more from there. So I just love kind of getting this figure for the households right here. And then how many competitors I got. And you can just start drilling down. You can play around with this. Again, this is not a purpose of a demo on this. You can play around with it, but I just want to show those quick numbers there. You can start going through pricing, some occupancy. I mean, there's a lot of information here. Okay. I just prefer to, once you type in go to search, type in your address, boom, it's going to pop up. Go to a trade area, get a good overview of your location. Okay. So hopefully that's enough to get you going. That's important. So this is going to tie into a lot of things we have coming up. All right. So once you've done that, fill this out right here. Give me a reply. Figure out your 10% of your households. Okay. Remember, that's where to go. Right there. Okay. It's right there. And fill it in for me. Okay. And hey, mission number 1 is done. Now, normally I'd be like, hey, cool, see you tomorrow. Nope, we're going to keep plowing through this. So buckle up. You ready? Okay. Number 2, mission 2. This is all about lifetime customer value. Make sure we are good here. Sweet. Okay. Same thing. Got your worksheet. Watch today's video. Figure out your average lifetime customer value. Okay. We'll get into that, what that is here. Okay. Bottom line is how much income on average your average rental is going to bring into your self-storage business. That's lifetime customer value. Okay. Example is average unit price times your average length of stay equals lifetime customer value. Okay. That's about as simple as I can break that down for you. You get your average unit price and by finding your gross potential income. And this is just, if your site is, as long as you're not using QuickBooks to figure out your, run your operations, you got some decent storage software, you're going to have a management summary. This would be right on there, gross potential income. Okay. Divide that by a number of units. Well, there's your average unit price. Got it? Now, this part can be a little bit trickier, getting your average length of stay. I get it. Some reports are easy and some you have to kind of drill down a little bit more. It doesn't take long, but it's just a couple extra steps. Again, I'm not going to sit here the whole time and walk you through it. I put 2 links on here. And between SiteLink and eMove and storage already contains average length of stay on the dashboard. Between those 3, you can kind of figure out where on your storage software, if that's not one of the 3, how to extract the average length of stay. Okay. If anything, call customer support and they can walk you through it. But you can click these links and it's a quick 2-minute, 3-minute walkthrough on how to extract that. So simple as that. Once you get your average length of stay and you can easily figure out what your average price per unit is, times those 2 together, voila, lifetime customer value. Okay. Got some industry stats here for you as well. Residential customers average 9 to 14 months. Commercial customers are, 28 months plus. This is kind of eye-opening. I've done this in the past with people. They're like, I had no idea, It's kind of fun. I would tell people like, well, what do you think it is? And like, I don't know, 800, 900 bucks, something like that. I mean, we ended up doing this exercise and it ended up being like $3,000. Like, holy crap. So it's eye-opening. And the reason why it's so important to not just gloss over this and like, oh, I'll do it later. Because a lot of these things are going to build upon this principle. Quite frankly, the easiest example I can tell you right now is like every call counts. When that phone rings and that customer's on the other end of that line, man, if you can really start focusing on, that's, essentially $2,000 on the other end of this phone call. If I can make sure that I can get them to reserve it, can get them to come down and rent that unit, that's what that sales call is worth. Not bad for 3.5 minute, 4-minute phone call. Okay. It just helps really focus in on doing this correctly and not just half-assing something and being like, oh, okay, I'll get the next phone call, be better. Okay. Seriously. With dealing with the customer interactions, like, not to say there's a number on their forehead, but seriously, I mean, for customer interactions and for reviews that we're going to start soliciting and all this kind of thing, the reason for it is, man, the more customers we can get flowing in our facility, these are real numbers for lifetime value that's going to be flowing in to our business. Okay. Without cash flow, you're dead. So that's where this comes from. Just made a quick little, this is total generic, but it's based on averages for national averages. I just pulled this from the Self-Storage Almanac and just made it pretty graphic. I don't know what that meant. Made it pretty graphic here. So average lifetime customer value of just one extra rental. Again, this is national averages, but for 5x5, it's almost $1,200, 5x10, 1,700, 10x10, 2,600, 10x15, 3,400, 10x20, almost $4,000. If you want to get real specific and you want to start breaking it down by size, as far as average length of stay and your average price per unit and getting your average lifetime customer value that way, knock yourself out. I don't want to do the brain damage for that. I just like one average facility as a whole lifetime customer value. So averaging all those out. Okay. It's just easier for me to wrap my mind around than trying to get too specific on specific size codes. So just get an average for your total facility, put that there. We're going to go back to number 2. Here's my comment. Once you figure that out, average lifetime customer value, reply, let us know what it is. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Secondly, I think I would pull this up. I don't think I did. I had to restart my computer. 1 second. This is a good report. Some people use it, some people don't. It's up to you, but there we go. I'm going to spend a couple minutes on this. A lot of storage softwares have gone a long ways now into making this easier for managers and that to be putting this stuff in. Again, it's one of those things where what you get out of it, what you put into it. So that's really what this boils down to, is really being active on tracking. So like I said before here, what measured gets improved, okay? It's an old quote that's just applies to everything and then we're doing here. As far as I'm concerned, if you're not tracking it, you're not marketing it, okay? And that's why I talk about lifetime customer value. A lot of this comes into play when you're looking at different kind of marketing, or if owners are like, oh my gosh, look at what we just spent on this lead and getting this rental. Well, they can say, well, on average, look how much money we're going to be making on the back end. Yeah, I gave up 1 month free for storage as a move-in special, but they're going to stay on average 13, 14 months. I get it. Some may only stay a month. Oh, well, that's the price of doing business. Now you've exposed yourself to one more customer that can tell their friends and give you a review, okay? But on average, on the whole, you're going to be making money and making a lot more money on the back end, having some specials and things like that, and just tracking your marketing resources. So just put together this ROI console. The file is, where did it go? Customer file right there. Okay. You can download this, play around with it. Once you get your average length of stay, you can just put it in, say it's 15 months. My average price per unit is, I don't know, $115, $112. Why not? Okay. There's your average lifetime customer value. And then just start plugging all these numbers in. Facility website. Well, how much does that cost you? When you actually open up this in Excel, you actually see some headlines. I'll make this easier. Sorry. A little different on Google Sheets here, but you get the idea. Pay-per-click, how much a month you spend in pay-per-click. You have to put some sort of figure. So even like Google My Business is technically free. Don't put $1 just so the math works out. You have to have some sort of number there. Spare foot, same kind of thing, value there. So that's kind of all of your online stuff. You're doing Facebook ads. That pretty much covers everything really online. If there's more, let me know. Your customer referrals, if you're paying $50 for referral, competition alliances, well, we'll be getting that here tomorrow. Same with apartment referrals, put them here. Drive by, it's usually free. Some people put in like what their property taxes are, they figure that out. I just put $1. If you have to pay for reservations on a call center, put that here, and some just good old guerrilla marketing stuff. And really, once you put that there, you say I got 12 calls. I had 7 rentals. And sorry, the headline's not coming up here for some reason on Google Sheets, but when you download it in Excel, it's going to be there. I just don't want to take the time to open that up. Basically, once you put that in, it's very self-explanatory. It's going to tell you, well, man, this is how much on average you're making per rental, and you're getting 1,860% off your money. Okay, not a bad ROI. Play around with this sheet. You can't hurt it. The main thing is just plugging in these numbers here, and then plugging in these numbers as far as how much it costs you. And then it's tracking, how many potential leads did you get, calls, walk-ins. This is going to be how many rentals you got, and it will figure out the rest for you. This just really helps with, especially when you're trying something new, or you're having that wonderful monthly meeting with the owners, quarterly meeting with the owners. Sometimes it's yearly, I don't know. Having these numbers just to really back up what you're doing as far as to make that phone ring and to get that rental. And the way things are going, guys, is it's going to get more and more competitive in every market. It seems like everyone wants to jump into storage and thinks it's easy, and they're going to slap it up and, hey, they're going to rent all units. No, there's a lot to it. And the more of these sites that kind of come in that probably shouldn't have been built in the first place, it just makes it harder for everybody else. So really, you got to really justify every penny that you're spending. And that's where this kind of comes from, this ROI console. Again, if you have a storage software, you can track this in there as well. Fantastic. I haven't seen one that does it quite like this with true ROI and what your ad spend is. That's why I recommend doing this. And really, it takes a couple minutes each day just to update the rentals, where the leads came from, and that's it. Okay. And then just do it for 1 month, and then start fresh next month. And as you'll see on the tabs on there, there's tabs for each month. Okay. That way it's just a monthly ROI. Great information to have. All right. So again, no one throwing a bunch at you today, but really once you set it up and get it in there, cool, you're done. Now you got it. Okay. Just keep moving. So let's go back and see where we are at for today. I think that one's done. Okay. Cool. Cool beans. All right. I don't know why I said cool beans. Been around my daughter too long. Okay. Mission 3. Knowing your competition. Good coffee. All right. This one is going to be pretty short and sweet because, again, thank you, Radius Plus. Because if we go back to this, it's going to tell us how many sites, competitors that we have. I know that looks crazy, but trust me, that's how many we have in this little area. It's nuts. I mean, all these red dots, that's a competition from my site here. It's crazy. So with that, we're going to complete this sentence. I have how many competitors in my 3-mile market? So let's go back up to here. Again, this is all in units in today's foundation. Complete that. Hit reply. Let us know. It's eye-opening, really. You get some sites that are just like, I had no clue. In fact, perfect story. I know that sounds like I'm making it up because I told the same story, I don't know, 3 times, but it seems to happen every month when I'm talking with a potential owner that they're like, hey, can you do a market study in this area? It's ripe. It's awesome. There's not much competition. I'm like, well, I always like, well, how many competitors do you find? Oh, 5, 6 in my 3-mile market. Like, all right, hold on. Just take 2 seconds and pull it up. I'm like, yeah, actually, you got like 15. What? It's sometimes it's eye-opening. I actually just was consulting with a client that is just getting ready to open. Well, supposedly they say so, and they had no idea a brand new extra space opened up not too far from them, and it wasn't even on their radar at all. So it's important to keep tabs on what your market is, what's going on in your market, what's coming in the pipeline. All the more reason to make sure you're on your A game Okay, that's what all this boils. If I had to say what all this boiled down to, what I'm doing here this week, it's just me making you step up your game. Okay, in all aspects. That's why we're not just focusing on, oh, we're just going to do sales calls. All right, see you next year. No, we're doing this business as a whole. So this is self-storage 360. Ooh, I should call it. So never mind, getting off. Too many ideas. That is really what we're doing here. Okay, so that simple thing right there is knowing how many competitors you have in your market. Great. Well, now you know. I put on here competition, is a good thing. To a point. There are some sites that are just way overbuilt, and it's crazy. I like competition. Quite frankly, it means justifies that, hey, there's a demand actually in my area. So hopefully these guys have enough sense that they're actually doing a demand study, feasibility study, to make sure there's a demand for extra supply in my market. So that's healthy, cool. All right, good competition is a good sign that there's a need. You've only got a couple sites around you, and maybe that's a kind of a clue that might not be the best market. So you figure that out, because again, each market is different. But I like competition. Raises my game, or make sure my website's kicking butt. Make sure my managers are doing awesome on the phone. Other competition just kind of raises your game. So I look at it as a healthy market. I mean, again, like the one I was just showing you, 50 competitors. Cool. But there's plenty to go around, at least right now. Maybe when it hits 60, there might be some cannibalism going on and for renters. But for right now, hey, there's enough to go around, and we're all full. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got actually a couple more competitors coming in, more than just the two that were showing up. So this is important, short and sweet. But again, I want you to know all your competitors, and there you go. And again, once you go into here, you can start breaking it down more into all the different sites. Start playing around with it. You can get more and more in depth if you want to make your own. I have a spreadsheet, but quite frankly, it gets a little messy with this many sites. You can make your own if you want. Just the fact that you know where these locations are, and you can just kind of keep this portal open if you want. Again, I'm not plugging Radius Plus. I know that they have it's free trial, and then you can pay for it later on, but it's a great resource to have just to really keep tabs on what's going on in your market. So play around with it, get to know your competition, because the more you know about them, the better. And we'll get into that as far as knowing your competition and sales calls and all that kind of stuff tomorrow or Thursday, Wednesday. Okay. A little different doing this daily training here like this. So again, this one is really easy today, but it's very important. Okay, is just really knowing exactly what you're dealing with. So go back to, try to make it easy. Just go back to Radius Plus. There you go. Plug it in. Auditing yourself. Kind of sounds dirty. All right. Auditing yourself. From here, we're going to go up to, here you go. Got an audit report. Okay. Let's bring it up here. Dun, dun, dun. Go back out of there. Give me 2 seconds. Told you to restart my computer. There we go. Okay. You can download this. This is just a self audit report. I mean, for regional managers out there that do audits, quarterly, yearly, whatever it is. Hopefully it's not yearly. Very important. That's just a great way to kind of spot check on how everything is going. That's why I included it in this foundation day today. Let me make that big here. Okay. Because again, it's really important to know once you've gotten your competition done, more your operations as far as what your average lifetime customer value is going to be. What your competition is. Great foundational items. And now this is a little bit more looking internally at your operations. Okay. And just the fact of kind of going through these questions will help shine a mirror on your operation. Like, oh, I need to focus more on that. Okay. Or now I need to delve into more about this topic on what to do to make it better for my facility. So we're gonna make sure we're good. We're good. Okay. With this unit inventory walkthrough, okay. I'm not gonna go through every single line. Kill a tree, print this off, go through it. This is make sure your walkthrough is actually your print off walkthrough report is matching what you have out there. Okay. This is lean. It's got the locks on it, and or a tag. It's an auction status. If it's vacant, hey, it's got a vacant lock on it. If it's rented, it's got a customer lock on it. Okay. Pretty simple, but we'll lay it out for you there. Looks kind of ugly the way it pops up on Google. Again, always looks pretty when you print it off in Word, but I'm not going to open it up right now. Property maintenance, cool. Just kind of see how is everything looking for your landscaping and equipment, and for the unit doors themselves. Go through that. More maintenance. How the gutters and your roof leaks. These kind of grounds. What's going on for weeds and all that kind of fun stuff. And then how's the banners looking? It's just helping you spot check. Okay. Security. Again, kind of going through the walkthrough. You have stickers on there on the locks. How about security cameras? Everything actually working? Gate systems, time zones. Is that correct? All that kind of stuff. I try to bring up as many questions as possible to ask yourself as you're going through this. And with this audit, honestly, this isn't a daily thing. It's even a weekly thing. This could be a cool monthly thing. Okay. Do it this week, start it, and then just do it once a month. Okay. How's your files doing? What's your filing system? Hopefully you're all online. You don't have much paper at all anymore. That makes it nice. How's everything going as far as your computer equipment and your organization? Monthly paperwork. How is that going with your communications, with your home office, with internal operations, with your fellow managers? That's where all this kind of comes in. You know how to actually read a summary report, making sure you know what your KPIs, key performance indicators you're looking for, as far as like your liens and your rentals and your goals from your gross potential versus what's actually coming in. That's really something you want to go through with your boss, owner, whatever it may be. But again, these are good talking points, okay, to really make sure you hone in on how things, again, this is all about communications within your operation. Make sure income and details deposits being done correctly and doing the petty cash drawer. Okay. Told you I wasn't going to go through the whole thing, and I'm going through the whole thing, but you get the idea. Do a quick audit of the contracts, do the past 10 move outs and 10 move ins, spot check those, make sure it's all looking good. Of course, your delinquencies, make sure that's in line. Hopefully you guys will see that this covers a lot, but it's very important to really, like I said, kind of keep spot checking, making sure things are moving in the right direction. And sometimes it's ask questions that you weren't supposed to know you were supposed to be asking. So that's why I want to give you this resource. Again, do they know what lifetime customer value is? You will after today. Okay, figure out your internet and drive-by alliances and combat marketing. Okay, so hopefully going through this, the cell script's being utilized. As you're going through these and you're asking yourself these questions between manager, boss, owner, regional manager, whatever, it helps. Okay, helps kind of solidify everything what we're going to be talking about. Some of the things you'll be like, I don't know what that is. Well, you will after this week is over with. Okay, I just want to make sure you had this resource. So with that, guys, hey, you stop. Let's see. Cool. All right. So with that, that is today. That's the foundation. I know I gave you a lot of time we got here. 10 o'clock. Hey, I did it in an hour. That's not too bad. That's a lot. All right. But it is and it isn't. If you just, kind of go through those comments that I posted on Facebook and just answer those, that's walking you along this path. Okay. And please, if you're part of this, Well, part of the being of this community and part of being in this challenge is stepping up and doing the work. Okay. If you're not going to do it, just tell me and I'll kick you out of the group. Kind of serious about that. We're here to learn and grow from each other. So participation is highly, highly encouraged. Not just sit back and watch. You're not doing yourself a service. You're not doing us a service. So that's kind of my stance on that. I'm kind of an ass that way, but it's true. If you're here, I want you to work and actually see some results for it. Again, if you want to look at some testimonials and go through, go to the selfstoragechallenge.com. You can see some testimonials of what people have gone through this program in the past and what it's done for them. You get out of it what you put into it, as most things in life. All right. So that is going to be it for today. Tomorrow, it's all about marketing. Going to get into what do we got here? Online, some good old guerrilla marketing, drive-by, that kind of stuff. So tomorrow's going to be fun. I'm never going to say, hey, this is going to be an hour, so it's going to be 45 minutes, an hour and a half. I don't know. Just kind of depends on that day and that structure and what's going on and how much I want to ramble on. So hopefully I didn't ramble on too much. You got value out of today. It's a lot, but it's great, great, great foundational work that it's a must. Don't get behind. Get this done and then move on. Okay. Don't be like, oh, I'll get to it next week. A, it's going to be gone next week. And B, you're just not going to do yourself a service because we're going to keep building upon each day. All right. So very important. Anyway, let's see if there's any questions before I go. I promise you I would. Cool. Well, fine, which is good. No questions, comments. I totally get it. I mean, a lot of people will do this later on as they're going through stuff and things will pop up. So totally get it. Anyway, that's going to be the structure. I'll be on here every day this week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 9 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. As long as my webcam pops up on time, I'll be on time. I'll do my best, but always within a few minutes. So give me a break. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Comments, questions, please let me know. Just make sure you keep up on the homework sessions within the units, and it's going to be fun. We'll keep it going. All right. Take care, guys. Have a good Monday. I will see you later. Take care.